I've got Channel 9's Emma Lawrence, exclusively here on Rabbitohs TV. How are you, Emma?
Oh, well, I love Rabbitohs TV. Love your work.
No worries, thanks very much. Now, where are you from and what was it like growing up there?
So I grew up in Campbelltown,
Yep.
and it was great. It was a lot of sport, lots of rugby league, which would explain why I'm doing what I do. My brother played footy. My family, grandfather's dad, so many of my family played footy. So I think everyone back in Campbelltown in those days literally lived and breathed rugby league. So yeah, loved growing up out there.
And you've got some ties to the Rabbitohs. You mentioned your great-grandparents. Do you know anything about them, Vic Lawrence?
Oh yeah, so from what Dad tells me, 6 of my relatives. So yeah, great-grandfather, his brother, and then the generations above that. So 6 of them played for South way back in the day. And I know I've got a few little, Dad has shown me a few little clippings of them playing for South, and I remember doing a project on them in high school as well. So yeah, it's pretty special to know that. Yeah, I've got a bit of a family history as part of the Rabbitohs.
So you'd have to have a soft spot for the mighty Rabbitohs, wouldn't you? I know your brother played for the Tigers
We
and
actually
everything.
supported the Bunnies growing up, because my pop obviously used to love the Bunnies, so we would go to his place, and I remember he'd sit there with his beer, and we'd watch the Rabbitohs every single time. But then when Chris started playing Harold Matson SG ball for West, we were half West supporters as well, and then obviously I felt like had to be West Tigers supporters with him playing. So I'd say maybe I've got half of my heart in Rabbitohs and half in West Tigers.
And your brother, there was an opportunity where he might have been able to play for the Rabbitohs, is that correct?
Yeah, there was
an offer there at some stage?
Yeah, at one point, I think there were, as he got towards the back end of his career, and what happens with salary cap and players getting a bit older, I think there was a time where he was going to have to move on. So I think Rabbitohs was an option at the time, but just the way things worked out, he ended up staying, which I think he was keen to stay a one-club player, because I know that's quite rare these days. So yeah, it was nice that he was able to finish his career with 15, or maybe even more, 15 years, I think, for the West Tigers.
Yeah, he's a fantastic player, obviously plagued by injury, but what's he up to these days?
I'll give his business a plug.
Yeah, why not?
He has a business, One Wellbeing.
Yep.
So they do a lot of different things. They do a lot of athlete education, so running courses for athletes so they can get qualified in a number of different courses, and then they've moved a lot into the training space as well, so not just with athletes, but running lots of training programs in general. Does a lot of corporate speaking. He also is working at the Tigers still, just doing a little bit, helping them out. So he's very busy.
Yeah.
Every time I go to visit, he's always working, always on Zoom calls. So yeah, but he's still got his foot in rugby league still.
But he's as busy as Emma Lawrence. You seem to be everywhere. Tell us a bit about your role with Nine and Triple M.
Yeah, so I'm working with Nine. So my role is a bit of working for the 6 p.m. news, and then also a bit for the coverage on the weekends.
Yep.
And then I do stuff for Triple M, so do sideline a couple of nights a week, which is great fun, and then do a show with great Benji Marshall and Brent Reed on a Monday. So yeah, it's very busy. It means I work every day, but I love it, and couldn't really picture myself doing anything else.
Dream job.
It literally is the dream job. And everyone says, how can you work 7 days a week? And I say, well, it's pretty easy when you do what you love. So
oh, for sure. And you do
very lucky, very grateful.
And you do a fantastic job, by the way, as well.
Thank you. I love your work too.
No worries. Thank you for joining us on Rabbitohs TV.
Thanks.